happened, and there were a lot of stuff. Greg, you took
Now, I took a lot of notes. You ready to go through them with me?
Yes, lay it on me.
All right. So I also did pre-show. A lot of people didn't talk about the pre-show, but there were some awards happening during the pre-show that I think were, and some stuff that they showed that I think is cool. So the first thing that we see is Jeff Keighley explains the point of the Game Awards to him and why he's fought so hard to make it a good show. Basically, going through the facts that gaming to him and to everyone else watching has always been something of an important, has always been something that meant something, and to watch other people kind of talk about gaming who don't really know gaming. And you see some of that this year with the fucking Gamers' Choice Awards on CBS. It's really hard for certain people to understand why it's a viable art form. So he just wants to put that on the spotlight. That was the whole point of the show. And then it starts off with a trailer for a game called Sayonara Wild Hearts, which is coming to the Switch, which is like it's a rhythm game that looks really fucking cool. And I want it. Actually, I think it's out on the Switch. But best action game went to Dead Cells.
That surprised the hell out of me when I was looking back at the VODs, and I was like, "What? It beat Call of Duty?" like I went fully expecting Call of Duty to win that category, but wow, Dead Cells.
Yeah,
let's go.
Then they showed a trailer for a game called Journey to the Savage Planet, which looks like it'll be fun, but it was also like just a cinematic. They don't have any actual gameplay yet. But they kind of explained it, and they were like, it's a direct story. It's, it's nothing weird. But, best RPG went to Monster Hunter World.
Which I got right, by the way.
Okay. I don't remember what I chose, so. And I talked to like 8 different people, so I'm also like, maybe I chose that one? I don't remember.
Right. Now, just like some of the games I do remember I predicted. Those one of them I remember choosing.
Best esports team went to Cloud9. Best esports game went to Overwatch. Best esports event went to League of Legends World Championship. Best esports host went to Jocks, or just Jocks. I don't know how to pronounce this. He's the Russian guy.
Yeah. I like the fact that like Jeff Keighley did a smart thing and just just said their nicknames instead of their actual names, because like I was looking at that list, it's like, oh wow, how do you do that?
Best esports coach went to Reapered, and best esports moment was Cloud9's comeback in CS:GO. Like they were down by a lot, and they just fucking fought back all the way.
Yeah.
We have a trailer for Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe coming to consoles with new content, and also the new content's coming to PC if you have the game already.
It's a really good game. It's really fun. You guys should play it.
Best student game is Combat 2018. Don't know that game at all. And then the last trailer before the main show was Among Trees, which I don't remember what that game was.
Nor do I.
So during the main show, the first thing we see, which brought a tear to my eye, was, and I just wrote down the big 3, so I'll try to remember their names. We had Reggie Fils-Aimé, the CEO of both Sony and Microsoft, or the
Phil Spencer,
PlayStation,
Sean
Phil
Layden,
Spencer,
Sean Layden, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was those 3 on stage basically talking about why gaming is important. And each of them in an interview after the show were basically like, Jeff did this. Jeff put this together. Jeff, basically told us that this is not about competition amongst the franchise or about these companies. It's about the celebration of gaming. And to have competition during this in that regard is ridiculous. And that they agreed to basically be on the stage together. So I was just like, see, gaming is important.
it was a pretty big moment just watching that, and I described it as seeing like it's almost as equal as seeing LeBron James, Tiger Woods, and Aaron Judge like together. Like it's kind of on, at least to me, that's on that level of like holy shit, like these are like momentum like players in the game right now. It is insane to have them just kind of together in one place to talk about whatever or to announce whatever is coming up next.
Yeah. So then they did a big old orchestra intro that was like the music, original music for the Game Awards, which was really cool. Then they announced Best Narrative, and that went to Red Dead Redemption 2, which was not terribly surprising.
Yep, a lot of stuff went to Red Dead that night.
They got 4 awards, so I'll get to that. People think like they got a bunch of awards. I was like, they got 4. They got 4, but I wouldn't call that a bunch considering.
Right, we heard their name an awful lot that night though, so.
We did hear their name a lot, but that was on different things, not just award winning. So then we had a new trailer for the game that I'm probably the most excited about, which was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Which is exclusive. Yeah, it was a huge surprise to me.
That was surprising, yeah, for sure.
I mean, the game doesn't look like super good, but then again, if you took the character models from the other games and got them real close, they would look kind of wonky as well. But
yeah, I feel like that was on purpose. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it'll be like a $30 game on the Switch, which I'm excited about. Industry Icon Award went to Gregg Thomas. He did a lot of work on the Super Nintendo. There was one franchise that he pioneered, and I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, he did a lot for the industry, and it was great to see him get recognition for it. There was a trailer for some Rocket League DLC that I won't, whatever. It was like a new car.
A real car you can play in a fake game.
There's real cars in that game already. That wasn't the first one.
Another real car you can play in a fake game.
There you go. Yeah, most of the 2K franchises, that's right, boy. And then Best Performance went to Roger Clark for Arthur Morgan. Not the one that I thought deserved to win, but then again, I understand why. I wanted the guy from the guy who did Kratos. I wanted him to win.
Yeah, me too.
So they had a guy from Ubisoft come out and talk about the new thing from guys, I play Rocket League. You don't have to tell me what's in the game. Basically, if you played through Far Cry 5, at the very end, some missiles, some nukes hit the ground, and their next game, which doesn't have a number, it's just called Far Cry New Dawn, basically takes place after that, but like well after that. Yeah, the Team Fat one's for Greg Miller. Shut up, Valer.
Feels good. Feels good to be on this end finally.
New trailer for a game called Hades by the guys who made Bastion and the fuck's the other game they made? The Supergiant game.
Transistor.
Fire.
Yeah, I need to get that. I need to get that game. It looks so good. Ugh.
Hades looks awesome.
Yes, it's in early access right now on Epic's game store.
I did have a good laugh at Justin McElroy's comment, by the way, about Far Cry New Dawn. Was the guy goes, "We're taking Far Cry where we never have before into the post-apocalypse," and he tweets out, he goes, "That's probably the most non-self-aware thing I've ever heard at a game announcement." And I totally agree. Like, each game feels a post-apocalyptic.
Absolutely, so, especially recently. It's like, oh, this is the trend now. All right.
Yeah, it's really funny to me. But so we had a trailer / gameplay for a game called Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey, which is basically like you play as pre-evolved humans for a hot minute. And it looked I was very confused. Like, I didn't know if you played from one era or if like you played one era and then you would end that in a story and then it would jump ahead like a few million years. I don't know, but we'll see. There was a trailer for a game called Scavengers. I don't remember what that is. That doesn't stand out in my mind.
No here.
Um, so then we had best score slash music went to Red Dead 2. Best audio design went to Red Dead 2. Best art direction went to Return of the Obra Dinn.
That was I'm okay with that. The way that game looks fantastic. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, yeah, I was fine with it. Best mobile game went to Florence. I haven't played it, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I was expecting
Uh,
Fortnite to win that one, but like, all right, well, okay.
so this one surprised me because I thought that the best VR AR game was going to go to Beat Saber, but it went to a game called Astrobot Rescue Mission, which is exclusive to the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's why that surprised me, because I hadn't heard of the game ever. Like, until we read off these awards, I hadn't heard of it.
I've been hearing an awful lot about that game for the past month or so, of like, and these are people I've been listening to, like podcast wise, gaming journalists, or not journalists, but gaming outlets, saying that this game is possibly the best VR game, period, and they're high praises about Astro.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing now too. So, I mean, if it's that good, I guess it does deserve the best AR game, so, or best VR game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed a trailer for Anthem Story, and that got me even more hyped for Anthem. I really do feel like that game's going to be a lot of fun. Though I do have to warn people, like, everything that I've watched, everything that I've read, everything that I've heard, this game is going to be a mix between Destiny, Mass Effect, and Monster Hunter. Like, understand it's going to be a grindy game.
Gonna grind a lot in that game.
It's designed to be a grindy game. I guarantee it.
You're gonna see lots of numbers pop out of creatures and whatnot.
Well, not just that, but I think that, like, you know, one of the devs was talking about, like, you're gonna see a piece of armor that you're gonna really want, but there's no way you can get it because you're not either A, high enough level, or have enough material, so you're gonna have to grind that shit. And I'm just like, okay. I know what kind of game I'm getting into.
Right.
It just looks like it's also really fucking fun to play. Like, verticality, but in an open space that's like Monster Hunter. Like, yes, please, just yes. I'm totally action based. I'm into it. Give it to me. So right after that, they had a live orchestra, which was music from Anthem, which was really cool. If that's the music I'm getting in the game, I'm 100% behind that. And then there was the trailer for something that people had kind of seen coming because they sent out fuzzy dice to a bunch of people in the game industry. It was a trailer for Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. I played the crap out of CTR. It's I would dare say maybe better than some Mario Kart games, but at the time at least. It's a
Well, it's a good racing game by most standards. Will this remake be as good? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like if you just give it the treatment you gave to Crash 1 through 3 with that remake, I'm okay with CTR just as is, and then just like a graphics upgrade. Anything extra is cool, but I think that that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely get it because I think like if it has online play, I'm down, 100% down.
I'd be curious to see how I do against other people if that's the case.
Yeah, true. Best content creator went to Ninja.
Not surprised, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, he had, like, the only controversy he's really fucking had is, like, I don't play a game with women. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And, like, his argument is understandable. I don't agree by any measure, but it's understandable.
Yeah, I understand it for sure.
Barely fucking counts as controversy.
Yeah.
And then we got, I was tired. We got a trailer for a game called The Outer Worlds, which kind of reminds me of Borderlands. Like
Oh,
it's cool.
right, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shooting RPG or shooter RPG, but it's funny and has a very interesting art style to it. So
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I think what kind of turned me off partially with some of these trailers is they all kind of look the same. It's kind of that same vein art style where it's like simplistic. At the same time, it's also kind of post post apocalyptic as well. So
I don't agree with that. I think quite a few of these stood out. I think the Outer World kind of blends in with certain games, like maybe Rage 2 and Borderlands, but we also like. I would say that the post-apocalyptic idea is becoming a bit too oversaturated. It's becoming the new zombies in video games, and I'm kind of like, okay,
yeah,
let's tone it down, guys. Let's tone it down. Let's dial it
yes,
back.
yes, please.
There was a trailer for Dauntless, which comes out April 2019, which I'm interested to play. I can't say that I'm excited about it because I didn't enjoy Monster Hunter, and Dauntless is very Monster Hunter esque. But I could like it more. I have no idea. Then there was a trailer for a very cutesy indie game called The Last Campfire. I'll probably play that. And then was something that was really fucking cool. So right after that, Joel McHale came out. And he did a few dad jokes about hosting in the past and playing Fortnite with his kids. And you're just like, oh, that's cute. He thinks he's a gamer. And then he announced the best esports player. And that went to Sonic Fox. Now, if you remember, to our listeners, Sonic Fox was the guy who beat Goichi in Street Fighter, in Dragon Ball Fighters during EVO with the seat switch rule that other people didn't even fucking know about. He went up on stage and poor guy was like nerve-wracked, you could tell.
Oh
He
yeah.
did not like he was, he was kind of scared, but he went up there and he was just thanking everybody who supported him and thanking his competitors that he's gone up against and being just a humble guy. And then he takes off his furry hood. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah. I would say
Helmet?
his helmet, yeah, mask, yeah.
Helmet mask. Takes off the furry head, I guess you could say, and fursuit head. There you go. Thank you, Valer. And he was much more audible at that point, but he wanted to make a point that he was like, look, here's the thing, I'm gay, I'm black, and I'm a furry. Everything a Republican hates, and I'm the best goddamn esports player and best, Dragon Ball Fighters player in the world. So go fuck yourselves. Like, I thought that was a really, fun way to kind of handle that, because he's not wrong. Like, if you remember, when he won, what kind of shit did you hear a lot of? Anti-gay, anti-furry, and a little bit of anti-black, mixed in with how much people hated that he did the seat switch thing. People couldn't fucking handle what he did, so they had to attack who he was. And that's not even it's not his character. That's not what makes him a person. Those three things, those are just attributes of him. And I loved it. I was so happy that he won. I was like, he deserves it, fucking full on. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that what he did was fantastic. I mean, representation is very important to a lot of people, and the fact that he went up there and saying hey, I'm gay, I'm a furry, I'm black, that's huge for a lot. It is huge for a lot of people, and for for doing that, I commend him tremendously.
It takes here's the thing, when you're minus, I wouldn't say the black part necessarily, but kind of in the same vein, when you are not like everybody else, when you stand out by just being a thing, but still present that to the world, that takes an immense amount of bravery. Him publicly saying, I'm gay and I'm a furry, that takes some brass fucking balls. And I know that him doing that is going to help a lot of other kids be able to break out of that shell. So
Agreed. Very, very agreed.
But right after him, so we'll move on from him because we could talk about that whole speech for like a fucking solid 20 minutes. My Twitter still hasn't calmed down, Valer. I still see a bunch of shit about Sonic Fox daily.
Same here.
There's a conservative guy named Ian Chong.
Yep, I saw him too.
Ian Miles Chong. Anyway, he's a super strong right winger gamer, and he has been actively trying to find ways to smear Sonic Fox's name, and it. Like, the fucking biggest stretch that he could fuck that guy. Completely agree. But the biggest stretch he could find was that, like, months ago, Sonic Fox was in a thread with a guy. Like, this dude, like, kicked a fucking cell phone out of a girl's hand. Like, backflip kicked it out of her hand. And Sonic Fox was talking to a bunch of people, like, I want to buy that guy a beer or some shit like that. I want to buy him lunch. I don't remember the words that he used, but basically, then Ian Miles, or Ian Miles, whatever the fuck his name is, was like, so Sonic Fox thinks it's okay to assault women. I was like, bro, did your arm hurt from stretching that hard? You should stretch that hard before you fucking try to attack someone's character. But yeah, he's an awful person. But yeah, this shit like that, because now Sonic Fox is extremely famous. He's very popular.
Yeah, and very much so right now, yes.
As Mugatu would say, he's so hot right now. But moving on, we gotta move on. There's a lot to talk about. There was a trailer for a winter map being added to PUBG. No one gave a shit. Then there was something fucking rad, Anthony, and I know that you're into it. They announced that I think it was announced right then. No, it was not. They had a live performance of Devil Trigger.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Which was a butt-ass.
It was so it was funny. I was watching the stream through the Djibouti Show Twitch channel, and I enjoyed the song and everything. But couldn't help laugh like when he started singing, and just like, oh, it doesn't sound as I thought. I mean, obviously because like there's no editing.
I think
it's live. Yeah,
live performances always sound a little weird.
Yeah, so but I still enjoyed it. It was still super cool. Like I was like in my seat.
I thought it was awesome. That song is like I don't play a lot of that franchise, but that song is awesome.
Yeah, that song's great. So I was totally jamming out to that for sure.
They showed a trailer for a new MMORPG that's pirate themed called Atlas.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was just like, wait,
At first I was like, is this more stuff being added to Sea of Thieves? Like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I feel like I was looking at this, it's like, isn't this a Sea of Thieves? And then like it's a new game, or like, entirely like different games. Like, oh, is this a better Sea of Thieves?
It absolutely is a better Sea of Thieves. And then they showed best debut indie game went to The Messenger, which is deserved. Mm-hmm. Best fighting game went to Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is no brainer.
Yeah.
Best family game went to Overcooked 2, which again
that was surprising. That was surprising to me. I thought they would go to Super Mario, but like no, it went to Overcooked 2.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, but when you think about it, like Overcooked 2 is, it's I don't know, it's a better family game because it's easy to have your kids just be like, all right, you stay there and you just keep bringing tomatoes, like.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas like other party games might be a little bit more difficult. Best strategy game went to Into the Breach, that indie game.
Yeah.
I remember you calling that one because I was talking with you about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed a trailer for. I just saw the hashtag the Dreadwolf Rises.
Oh, that was. Yeah, that's for Dragon Age.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay. I was seeing a lot of people say Dragon Age stuff, and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck that was. Best independent game went to Celeste.
Cool.
Which is well deserved.
Fantastic, yeah.
But here was the thing that people missed. So they gave the award for best indie game, and as they're walking up on stage, you see on the bottom of the screen, Celeste also won Games for Impact Award.
Nice. Also cool.
Yeah. So like people missed that kind of stuff. Like they just weren't seeing it. And both awards are well deserved. Then we saw a trailer for a game called The Pathless, which kind of looks like an endless runner, but I don't know. It looked cool, but
Yeah,
it's definitely an indie game.
it looks pretty sick. I want to check it
Uh,
out.
a trailer called Survived By, which looks like a very goofy, silly multiplayer top-down RPG. Um, and then we had a live performance from a song from Red Dead Redemption 2, which was very cool.
Nice.
And then and then a very interesting trailer for a video game, Stranger Things 3, the game, but it takes place between season 2 and 3.
Yeah, that was interesting seeing that. I
It's technically a sequel to game wise because there was a Stranger Things game that I played, and this is the sequel to that game, but also a sequel to, I don't know.
I
It
mean,
ties into
I,
everything.
I, I like the fact that they're keeping the aesthetic of like, hey, the Stranger Things like takes place in the 80s, and they're keeping that motif of the game, which is like an 80s like beat 'em up type of game. So it's like, okay, I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Um, so right after that was a really cool thing. They had Ed Boon come out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he was supposed to be giving the award for best sports/racing game. And as he was like, let's look at the nominee, you see Scorpio Spear come through the screen a little bit, and then it shows a surprise announcement for Mortal Kombat 11 with Raiden and Scorpion fighting, and then at the end you see like Scorpion's old school outfit.
It was marvelous. It was great.
It looked very cool. It looked very cool. And then he actually did present the best sports racing game, which went to Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great moment. Like I
Uh,
was.
and then and then after that was a actual gameplay slash story trailer for Psychonauts 2.
Yes, I was surprised because I was looking at the trailer. I was thinking like, oh, is this more content for the VR game that they were doing? But then when I saw that there is an actual sequel, full on sequel, I was like, oh shit, wow. So that's awesome.
So I've known about the sequel for a hot minute, because you guys, you see Valera in chat says Toilet for best character. Well, long time ago, before they even started the Kickstarter for Psychonauts 2, Funhouse was just getting started, and they do a show called Open House where people can send in questions. And one of the questions was, like, what franchise do you think deserves a sequel that hasn't got a sequel, or some shit like that? And James was adamant about Psychonauts getting a sequel. So he so the Game Awards happened that specific year, and they showed that it was going to be getting made, but they needed to kickstart it, right? If you remember that, Tim Schafer came out and all that shit. So then the joke came up on Open House again later. It might have been a different show, but I remember James talking about it where he's like, I want to voice something in that show. I don't care if it's a fucking toilet. That was the joke he made. So then this long online petition started trying to get Tim Schafer's and Double Fine's attention that James Willems wanted to voice a character in the game, specifically a toilet. So they brought James in, and James is voicing a toilet.
Nice.
Don't know where, don't know how, don't know when in the game, but he's gonna be voicing a toilet. So now, like, Tim Schafer knows Funhouse very well and James very well. So it's a whole thing, and apparently James had no idea that trailer was going to be shown at the Game Awards that night. He had no fucking clue.
Nice.
So he was very surprised by it.
That's dope.
But yeah, so I'm very excited about it. And then something that I still haven't played but I've downloaded, the Devil May Cry 5 trailer or demo is available on Xbox.
Yep, which I'm super jealous about. But yeah, that demo is out on Xbox One as of right now.
Yep.
Hope it comes to PS4 PC soon. That's the demo because I like to play
it. Sorry. Best game direction went to God of War.
Sick. Yeah.
Best action adventure game went to God of War.
Yeah.
There was a trailer for so unfortunately from what I understand, Fortnite or Epic was supposed to announce the custom map creator for Fortnite and during the Game Awards, but that got leaked, so they had to release it a bit early. But they still had another surprise, and that was basically like once user created maps become more popular and there's more to show, they're gonna just drop user created maps in the middle of the Fortnite map where Risky Reels. Right now, there's just a giant empty fucking blank like block there. And if things have been added to that spot, great. But I haven't seen shit yet.
Okay.
But it's really cool that they're basically throwing user created stuff in the middle of the fucking Fortnite map. Then they showed a long trailer for Rage 2, which comes out May 14th. Which I'll play. It looks fun. It really does look fun.
Yeah.
Makes the first Rage look like fucking garbage. Well, I mean, it was already garbage.
Well, yeah, but to say like, yeah, it's not hard to pull off.
Then they announced Best Ongoing Game and Best Multiplayer Game, which both went to Fortnite. And if you remember, I argued Best Ongoing Game definitely deserves to go to Fortnite because of how often and how much content they add to the game.
Yeah.
Then there was a surprise announcement. Joker from Persona 5 is going to be the first DLC for Smash Brothers.
That
aside from Perno Plant, but you know.
Yeah, that surprise. I think everybody. The thing about that is I was at home. I was by that time, and I was watching the stream, and at first when Joker was on screen, and it's like, oh, you can release a Persona 4 port to Switch, which I think may happen anyways. But it was going on, and after he turns the envelope to show the Smash logo, I was like, oh shit, like this is happening. Which, unexpectedly nobody saw it coming. So, which then was a follow up interview I think Reggie put out there saying that the reason why they showed off Joker at the Game Awards is to pretty much set the atmosphere, or like, what's the word I'm looking for, like pretty much set it to where anything is possible for the most part, within reason. But like anything is possible as far as like who's going to be in the game and what the next 4 characters are going to be. So it's crazy times. I'm loving it though.
There's just potential for a lot of new spirits to be added to the game via Persona franchise. More trophies, more just content, and I just love that. So I really, really hope that the next pieces of DLC aren't just like more Nintendo characters. I hope they really branch out and grab somebody from different franchises and shit. So we'll see. But
it was confirmed that they're all guest characters, not Nintendo first party.
Really? Where was that confirmed at?
I need to bring up the article again. I need to look for it, but like I remember Reggie, I think it might be in the same interview, or saying that they're all guest characters. So I have a feeling, my gut is telling me, if this is the direction they're taking in terms of like what they want to bring in, I can easily see Banjo coming in, easily. Crash Bandicoot, easily. All those rumors about those characters.
Banjo will be difficult. Banjo will be very difficult.
I know, because Microsoft and Rare. Well,
right.
We'll see. I feel like
I'm not saying impossible. I'm not saying impossible. I'm saying difficult.
Right. I feel like there's enough there for them to get him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But no breath being held.
Yeah.
So let's see, where was I? They had the orchestra do the Smash theme live, which was really fucking cool.
I love the fact that like every so often throughout the entire night, like there was a commercial for Smash and just a reminder, like, hey, after the Game Awards is over, you can play Smash afterwards, and just a consistent reminder the entire night.
I see oh, sorry. I see the kid from Scribblenauts being a assist trophy for sure.
Agreed. I don't think it's gonna be a roster spot on
well,
the team.
I mean, it's less of that and more of that. It just makes sense feasibly.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't know how you could play him outside of him just being in this trophy. But whatever. But then they announced Game of the Year. And as much as I agree with that it's deserved, I was surprised that it was God of War.
Same here. Everybody thought it was going to Red Dead, especially during that night, and the
Yeah, oh yeah.
the fact that God of War won it, it was crazy. It was nuts. I would have not guessed that. Did I guess? What did I guess for our predictions? I want to say, did I guess God of War? I can't remember if I did or not. I need to go back and check.
But, yeah, I don't. Again, I don't remember who anybody voted for, but
yeah.
But yeah, it was more or less surprising because it just seemed likely that it was going to Red Dead. But yeah, I mean, it's deserved. Like, if you played the game or watched it being played, like, you know how fucking good it is. So
yeah, the game is fucking fantastic. It looks beautiful. The story is great. The voice acting is pretty awesome. It's all anything about God of War 4 is just nothing above just really, really good.
But yeah, that's it for the Game Awards. It was a much better show overall, in terms of production, in terms of how things were done. Like, I'm really happy that Jeff Kaplan basically was just is like at this point, like, why hire a celebrity to host a show when gamers know who I am and I can just do the job the way that I want it done.
Agreed. It's interesting the fact that, like, people are saying, like, the Game Awards are kind of the Christmas or the December E3 edition, which you're not completely wrong, but at the same time, like, what Jeff Keighley has done in terms of bringing the Game Awards and keeping at it, like, he has definitely turned this into something much a bigger thing and much more of his thing he's been wanting to do for quite some time.
Well, it's already happening to him this year, but it's going to be happening more and more to the point where he's not going to he's not going to work. Because all that's going to happen is that all these companies are going to come together and be like, we want to be a part of your show. We want our trailer in your show.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not going to have to make calls anymore. Like, there's going to be he's going to, at some point, he'll just be the host. That's all he's going to do. So
yeah, definitely. So shout outs to Jeff. Definitely doing some big things.
I mean, he's worked hard over the past 6 years to make this thing what it is now. And a lot of failures along the way. Let's not forget that Joel McHale hosted one.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
It was real rough. That was probably the worst of them.
Oh, absolutely. Well then, guys, that has been the Game Awards. We already did the Overwatch minute in our middle of our podcast, actually. So,
yep. So there's just like, it sucks because there's nothing new about Overwatch at the moment. Like, I love the game to death, don't get me wrong. I just bought something from Overwatch that cost me $20. Don't get me wrong, I'm still in love with the game. It's just hard to do a news segment when nothing cool is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Oh, the Blizzard event, or the winter event. A stage is covered in snow, and some of the characters get skins that kind of fucking suck. Except for Junkrat's. Like, I'll get Lucio's skin because it's a new skin, but
Right, yeah, definitely. So, with that being said,